Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan, greetings and good afternoon. First of all, I want to thank Professor Dr. Henry Purnomo, a senior scientist and Indonesian Program Country Director at Interim C4, and the rest of the C4 team for inviting me to speak in this forum. Distinguished speakers and all of participants from university, government representative, research institutions, business associations, CSO, and media. As we all know, the nature positive trade of food and agriculture play a key role to end extreme poverty, deliver food security, and foster an inclusive and sustainable development. This is important topics to discuss as there is an increasing role that the trade and trade-related policy play in addressing the global biodiversity crisis. From WWF report in 2022, by region, Asia-Pacific stands at 55% biodiversity loss, which show continued decline between 1970 to 2018. We are the third region when it's come to biodiversity loss after Latin America and Africa, but this is still very alarming. We all recognize that we are facing an unprecedented multitude of the crises due to the biodiversity loss. Related to Indonesia's position on nature positive trade, Indonesians supports the concept of nature positive trades for socio-economic development. The President is very concerned on the protection of biodiversity. Just this year, the Presidential Instructions number 1, 2023 on the mainstreaming of biodiversity preservation in sustainable development. He has ordered 90 relevant ministry, head of the government's institutions, and also governors and mayor to ensure the planning and the implementation of biodiversity preservation policies in the tandem with the achieving sustainable development targets and increasing economic value of products, both the national and regional level. This is also include law enforcement effort if necessary. The government has also emphasized the commitment for biodiversity protections in the National Long-Term Development Plan for 2025 and 2045 for all of its project and policy, now still on process of the discussion between the governments and the parliament. From the Ministry of Economic will be explained about the several government's policies in Indonesia's governments, put the emphasis on the implementation of sustainable trade in the various sectors, such as palm oil, agriculture, forestry, and fisheries, and industry. We are also aware that the framework and commitment that are currently in place, as well as trade policies adopting by the importing countries, regional blocks with the regards to nature positive trade, like a Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, and the last is EU deforestation regulations. Specifically, biodiversity related to sustainability requirements, both mandatory and voluntary, such as certification schemes, due diligence, and traceability. The use of special technology is being carefully examined by the Indonesian government. We must ensure that these commitments reflect the real conditions and the current production capacity of all actors, including smallholders farmers. We stress the importance of the adherence of the principle we all are familiar with, common but differentiated responsibility with the implementing of this nature positive trades policy. We also highlight that need the consistent transparency, consultations, and collaborations in the applications of the international frameworks of such policy. The important point in advancing nature positive trade is that this is a multidimensional issues. We must recognize that while we need to ensure the conserving nature play an important role in the global value chain, we must also hit the principle such as a fairness and prosperity for the people and particularly farmers. Therefore, it is priority of the Indonesian government to ensure the implementations of multinational agreements regional frameworks such as the EUDR remain people-centered and inclusive for the socio-economic benefit of the people. For the effective implementations of nature-positive trade in Asia and commodity-producing countries such as Indonesia, these are several triggers points I would like to highlight that I hope can be discussed in this forum. The first is the importance of big data management of the farmers and land use of farming to strengthening traceability effort of the commodities. And the second, inclusive funding, partnership schemes, and knowledge transfer by developed countries and the big companies to the smallholders farmers in producing countries. And the third, gradual implementation scheme of nature-positive trade policy for smallholders farmers. And the fourth, identification of the green jobs that are projected to be created by the implementing nature-positive policies. And the last, the fifth, types of public participations required for the monitoring of the nature-positive trade policy. In conclusion, nature-positive trade policy, both adopted domestically and the global trade scheme, hopefully can offer a variety of opportunities not only for the conservation of nature, but also prosperity of the people. Thank you for looking forward to listening to the discussion by the distinguished panelists here in this forum, and I hope by the end of the day we can hear some tangible recommendation that all relevant stakeholders can consider implementing, especially for the context of the commodity producing countries in Asia and Southeast Asia. Thank you.